I will not sit up in the nosebleeds. I will not stop until they know me. I want you all to listen closely before I motherfucking proceed. Yeah, when you're grinding on the road, and they're complacent with their own needs.
What is going on? We are 2 days away. That's right. We are 2 days away from one of the greatest, well, maybe second greatest, because of course, me going to AEW's World End is going to be fan-fucking-tastic. But I will say for now, until World's End comes around, AEW Full Gear is 2 days away. One of the biggest pay-per-views by far, of course, of AEW's career is happening this Saturday. And of course, you know, we over here on the Last Week of Wrestling podcast with some awesome guests are going to be doing a huge watch along for Saturday's card. I cannot wait to hang out with all of you other poors like myself, as MJF would call us all, because we are big fans, of course, of MJF. But nonetheless, thank you for coming to the Last Week of Wrestling podcast. Of course, I am your host, Dylan from the Last Week of Wrestling podcast. Jesus, like I haven't done this intro 40 fucking times already in my life. And of course, I have my gang of characters with me. None other than the Optic Mystic One, the heel at many times more than anything. The man that never lets any of us have our cake and eat it too. Calls Dynamite Grand Slam the greatest Dynamite because it was in New York. None other than my man on the right, Wolf. What is going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm getting by. I am honestly. Let me also fix this. Come on now. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Much more fitting. I'm going on. All right. Today, not really too eventful, but still pretty big day. I honestly, the only like downer of today. Oh, Dylan died. This is so sad.
Done.
No, it's I got the dog, so the dog's trying to get my attention.
The only downer is we didn't get any updates for the card on Wednesday, other than the one that we already knew.
Right.
Before the match happened, which was the Sky Blue being in the TVS Triple Threat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was hoping they would announce like Joe as MJF's partner, but guess they're doing everything tomorrow. Accidentally closed my juice bottle on my finger. Yeah, so it's fine. We got the 9 matches. I'll probably be talking about the couple matches that I expect to see.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got a lot of things to talk about, Wolf. So of course, to round off the guests for tonight, we got one half of Hey, we talking wrestling over here. Seb, we are missing his partner in crime, Herb. He's doing his bigger and better things right now, working and whatnot, making that $1 million bread for Hey. So of course, we got Seb instead, and I'm happy to have him. Sorry, Herb, I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna say it to you on Saturday. We got the better half. I ain't gonna lie to you. We got the better half. We can talk about it, of course, this Saturday. But nonetheless, Seb, how are you, buddy? What is going on? I'm so happy to have you back on.
I'm doing good. I'm very happy to be back. Like I said, I've been dying to come back. You guys are always a good entertainment for me. Good vibes as always, and I'm ready for Full Gear as well. You know, I'm a huge AEW fan, so.
Oh yes, I know that for sure. I watch all of your episodes over on YouTube and everything. Which, of course, if you are new and you have not heard of Seb or Herb or Hey, We Talking Wrestling, make sure you go down in that description and hit that YouTube like and sub and share, because they do amazing commentary on all things WWE, AEW, a bunch of other things, including hip-hop music as well, which is another thing that this Saturday myself and you two will be talking about, I know, immensely during the AEW Full Gear watch-along. But none of that is happening right now because, gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about, like Wolf said. 9 matches. That is including, of course, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship 0-hour match with, of course, none other than the true tribal chief, the real professional wrestling legend, not Rachel Reigns from the WWE. It is none other than Maxwell Jacob Friedman over at AEW. The King of Kings is definitely defending his belt, not once, but twice. Of course, the tag team one from ROH and the main one, which will be the ending of this show and what we're going to talk about later on. But let's first start with 0 Hour. It's only right since that's what kicks off the actual show going into full gear. So, of course, we're going to go around the table. We're going to give our predictions. Of course, some of us are going to expand on some of our thoughts, what could possibly happen if you are new to the predictions portion of the podcast here. We like to go very in-depth with a lot of our predictions for all of these big pay-per-views. So we're very happy to be doing that and giving you guys a whole entire podcast episode of just predictions. That's it. There's no comments. There's no talking about other things. No WWE comments. It's all AEW stuff, and I'm very happy to be here. Like Melinda said, what's going on, guys? I'm happy for you to be here as well. How are you? Thank you so much for hopping on and hanging out with us. Excuse me. So we will start with the guest first, and we will go with the 0 Hour match. We have none other than the Guns, Billy's two children, the Guns, or the Ass Boys, as many of them are now known as in AEW, versus MJF and a possible mystery opponent. He could be doing what he did at the last pay-per-view, which is facing the tag team off 1-on-2 again to either retain or unfortunately lose those ROH tag team championships. So Seb, who do you think could be MJF's partner with everything that's happened these past few weeks on Dynamite? And do you think it's the Guns pulling off this victory, or is it going to be the real tribal chief, MJF? What do you got for me, bud?
I'm going to be a little whack because I don't have it all comes down to two things. If it's the partners, I either have it being Samoa Joe or Roderick Strong. If it's Samoa Joe, they might damn near miss.
Oh, there you go.
I think MJF and Samoa Joe would probably squash the Guns, to be honest. Like, it would be a little, nice little 8-minute match. I think Joe and MJF would win pretty easily. If it's Roderick Strong, on the other hand, that's when things could get a little interesting. I think the Guns could pull it off. Maybe MJF and Roderick Strong argue, don't have communication. Maybe the Kingdom gets involved. And I think it'd be a way to take the belt off him.
Okay.
But I can't see Samoa Joe taking that L to the Guns. I don't see it.
Understandable. Yeah. So you're saying, you're thinking if it is Samoa Joe, it's MJF and Joe retaining the belts. But if it's not, there is a good chance that it's going to be none other than the Guns taking that title. So before we go over to you, Wolf, I have to just make a quick little list here so that way we can kind of have.
And that's the only match where I have scenarios. Every other match, I have a definite answer for you guys.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. Like I said, listen, this is one of those matches that it already feels like a repeat the way that it's going. Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, is it going to be the same? Is it going to be the same outcome that we've already seen prior to the previous matches that have come before it? We all know MJF has retained those ROH tag team titles by himself in a 1v2 against the Righteous on the last pay-per-view. So it's not unheard of for him to redo it again. If they want to do a quick booking, it is possible that they could just have it where MJF retains and we see when or if really he could lose it at ROH's big pay-per-view December 15th. I believe it's December 15th, if someone wants to correct me on that.
That is Final Battle, I believe.
At Final Battle. So that's also the possibility. So we shall see. But, Wolf, I'm going to give it to you now. Who do you think could be his partner, and do you think it's the Guns or MJF walking out of there?
So I think most likely, based on everything they've implied, his partner is most likely going to be Samoa Joe. If they really wanted to make something interesting, I think another partner they could turn to is one of the men trying to kill MJF, and that is Wardlow. But yeah, no, I think it's most likely going to be Joe, and just from what I know of Joe, I'm gonna say the Guns win the match, but MJF keeps the titles.
How's that possible then?
Joe causes a disqualification.
So you're saying that MJF retains via DQ by Joe?
Yeah.
DQ.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if the match does not even take that long. Like, Joe lets MJF fight a bit at first, and then as soon as he gets tagged in, low blow the Guns right in front of the ref and be like, problem solved. Thanks for the free title match.
Wow. Okay. So you're saying that the only way MJF's walking out of that one alive and still Ring of Honor champion is if...
Oh, no. I think regardless, MJF keeps the belts.
Regardless. So he's winning no matter what.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So either he wins the match with Joe or Joe causes a DQ and MJF keeps the belts. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. Alrighty. I like it. So Willie and Kay also gave me their predictions, so I will be saying those, so that way we can kind of keep on track with everybody else. Willie, I'm going to say first because I think he might be the only one as I... Yep.
Oh, yeah, I saw his predictions video for Flogear.
Yeah. Willie is saying the Guns are defeating MJF and partner, maybe without partner, but he believes the Guns will become the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Asa and Kay both are saying the same thing of MJF retaining with or without mystery partner. I don't really think at this stage we could say for sure who it could be without the fact that MJF has no friends except for the Acclaim per se. Wardlow's only trying to kill him, and Samoa Joe is willing to be his friend for a title opportunity. So, to be honest, I don't know. I think it might go still the same way with MJF retaining, but we shall see. So yeah, Willie's saying the Guns though. Willie's saying the Guns. Ace is saying MJF. Kay saying MJF. I will never go against my king. So that automatically, y'all know I'm going MJF retaining the Ring of Honor tag team titles. But I will say this. And then I'll let you go off her, Seb. Is that I think that if the Guns were to get these belts, it actually could do a really good thing for what they're building with the Bullet Club Gold at the AEW portion of them. The Guns haven't really had, since the last pay-per-view, a truly good match or actual tag team match that has been very breathtaking from even when they were tag team champions. They've been having a lot of squash matches, a lot of matches just here and there that haven't really been doing much for them. And because of that, it's seeming that there might be just not enough people on the roster, as crazy as that sounds, with how expansive this roster is for AEW. Now just signing Ibushi last night after his match and the street fight, that there's nobody for the Guns to actually wrestle against. But now maybe putting them on Ring of Honor could do one of two things. It could give the Guns another look on a different platform, being Ring of Honor, where a lot of these guys have started, and maybe even elevate Ring of Honor as well, because I know there's been this big thing going around on the internet stating that Ring of Honor hasn't done shit. There's been nothing going on with Ring of Honor. Nobody's really interested, especially since Tony bought it. There's no point in it. Tony should just sell it or give it up because he's not doing anything for it. But maybe this could really be that thing that maybe starts putting Ring of Honor with a little bit of respect on its name, as Birdman would say. Put a little respect on my name, and I think this might be that thing if they were to give it to the Guns. So as much as I would love to see my guy be double belt champ forever and always until the end of time, if they were to give it to the Guns and do something with Ring of Honor in the back end, then okay, I think that could work out really well going forward.
There's that point.
The only counter I would have is that I am pretty sure MJF is advertised for.
He's
Final
advertised for Ring of Honor.
For Final Battle, yeah.
Right, but again, everything is subject to change.
I don't think they want
if they
MJF.
decide to, they could go, you know what? Let's put the Guns on Ring of Honor's Final Battle. Because, I mean, if you guys think about it, when the Guns were tag team champions, they were good. I don't know. At least for me, I enjoyed them being tag team champions. Like, forget them coming out to the 50 Cent song and all of that stuff. I genuinely thought them as tag team champions were good.
The 50 Cent song was fine. I thought was good. Great.
No, it was. It was very cool. It was a very good
like,
moment. But if you just take that like fun credibility out of their way, they still were very good.
I get what
as
you're
a
saying.
tag
It's like
team.
people only talk about that entrance with them.
Yeah, like they were
There's
still
a lot
a
more.
very good tag
They're
team.
good heels.
Exactly.
They're good young heels. Another thing too, I don't think they want MJF to keep on fighting two matches a night, if that makes sense.
Correct.
I don't see him holding the belt for very long. If he retains here, he's definitely losing at the ROH pay-per-view.
Right, and that's fine too. Like that's fine. Bring the belts that don't belong in AEW back, so that way you could start doing something exciting with Ring of Honor. So a lot of that drama of Ring of Honor's not doing anything, kind of gets muted, and we could have maybe some two good promotions under Tony's foresight. And I think that's something that I'm mostly looking forward to in its entirety that it comes. But we'll see. Again, it is only Saturday. We will be having all of this crazy discussions and crazy things happening. So definitely stay tuned and make sure you're hanging out with us all. But we are going to now start going into the main card, since honestly, that is only the 0-hour match that we have for right now. Collision is tomorrow. There is a possibility we could get maybe another match or two, or we could be waiting until Saturday to get another match. I'm very shocked that
I was gonna say they tend to throw 3-4 pre-show matches out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see, are we going to see people like Athena showing up again at a 0-hour, Billy Starks showing up at a 0-hour? We're going to get any Ring of Honor people. Could we get maybe Ibushi fighting somebody now that he's been signed at Full Gear's 0-hour for something? Like, I'm curious to see.
Well, if
what could
Ibushi's
happen.
fighting at Full Gear in a 0-hour match, basically he has to fight someone like either Fletcher or Hobbs, unless unless Guevara comes back and but still, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm slightly worried that they're gonna put like a couple like insane matches on 0-hour. Like the fact that they have not announced Miro versus Andrade yet worries me that it's gonna be a 0-hour match. And thinking about Ibushi, I'm worried they might do Ibushi versus Takeshita.
I'll be nuts. I hope they don't do that on the 0-hour.
They better not do it on the 0-hour. If they're not doing it at Full Gear, they need to do it like not on a 0-hour.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. We got a lot. We got a lot to talk about with all of it, honestly, because it's very exciting to see what could be those 0-hour matches. And I just want to briefly talk about this. this is the first time we're getting literally two women's matches on the main card for an AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They are notorious for doing 2 matches for the women, but 1 on 0 Hour and 1 on the main card. We are getting 2 women's matches.
We'll
Mind you,
get more on the Zero.
We might get more. You are right. We might get more, but there are 2 title matches on the main card too. So it's not like just a singles match either.
I mean, I'm
there are
pretty
2
sure
title matches at the same time.
I'm pretty sure in the like the last time they had 2. Well, usually when they have 2 women's matches, it's for both titles. The last time they had 2 was like probably Revolution.
So the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But a long fucking time. That's like 2 years ago at this stage of the game. You know what I mean? It's like it's been 2 years since Revolution's coming past. Like, it's been a minute. It's been 100% a minute.
Because I'm pretty sure on Revolution we had I know we had a TBS title match. I just don't remember.
Was it? I don't know. Actually,
I know it was Jade. It was Jade versus.
Was it KRIS?
Athena or no? Athena was All Out 2020.
Double or Nothing. She came on for 0 Hour. Athena. Well, while you look that up.
Oh, apparently we didn't. I could have sworn we had a TBS title match on Revolution. Huh, weird. Never mind that.
Okay. So then it goes back to what I said. This is very exciting. We're getting 2 women's title matches. I'm excited. At least I'm excited.
Oh well, we had one. We had a Double or Nothing, but the women's world championship match was nothing because Jamie was hurt, and that's when Tony won the belt.
Right. Yeah. I feel you, but we're having 2 on Saturday, and I'm very excited for that. There he is, Willie. Hey. Oh, good. So now I get to close the fucking window over here and actually be able to use my computer a little bit better. All right, so
you don't get to use the chats more.
Yes, thank God. Thank God. What's going on, Willie? How are you, buddy?
Oh, not much. Finally have a day off, so I'm able to talk some Full Gear predictions. So,
awesome.
I'm very
All right,
excited.
so we just talked about the Ring of Honor one. So we're about to hit the first match of the main card. I said Guns. Is there anything you want to elaborate with the Guns for that, or you just believe Guns? That's that. No, nothing really to elaborate on.
I said the Guns. I said it was probably because Samoa Joe will probably be the partner, and maybe he'll help MJF a little bit, and then maybe towards the end, Samoa Joe just doesn't get the tag in, and that will allow the Guns to do like a 2-on-1 thing. Maybe Juice will come out, try to interfere or something like that, and then the Guns become the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. I don't know. I think that's the best option.
Willie, I don't know if you saw, but personally, I said Joe causes a DQ and MJF keeps the belts. Like as soon as basically Joe lets MJF fight for a few minutes, and then as soon as Joe gets tagged in, and immediately low blows the Guns right in front of the ref, and be like, problem solved. Thanks for the free title match.
It'd be something.
I told you though too. I could just see they could just go the boring route. I think Joe could just squash the Guns by himself and tell MJF, see, you do need me. You get what I mean? Like for the storyline. So
yeah. I am worried it's gonna be a little boring because Joe is Joe.
Joe is Joe.
He's good, but just when he pops off, and
it would be wild if he relinquishes a Ring of Honor title to win another Ring of Honor title. It's like, what the?
I'll be dead. I'll be dead. He should then never have relinquished the fucking ROH title.
I mean, it's temporary because technically Adam Cole is still done.
Yeah, no, I know, but still, in a weird universe. But all right, let's get to the main card now because we could probably be talking about Samoa Joe and MJF's tag match until the cows come home or till Full Gear Saturday, whichever one comes first.
Yeah.
All right, so now I know if you've been watching the show, if you've been watching our watch-alongs here on Last Week of Wrestling podcast, we know that Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, the Golden Jets, are tag teaming against the Young Bucks. And I stated that this is going to be one of the most boring matches that Full Gear is going to be putting on. And I still stand by it. I don't see the point in it. I don't understand the reason for it. The Bucks have a number one contenders opportunity for the AEW tag team titles against Big Bill and Ricky Starks. I feel like that should be the match that we're talking about instead of Kenny and Jericho versus the Bucks for the same opportunity against the AEW tag team champions.
Yeah,
To me,
it just feels like they were like filling out the card. I personally like the match just because all of them everyone involved is like amazing. So obviously they're gonna work to make that match look insanely good.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
I'm on the
just
same boat. There's no way. I'm sorry to tell you, the Young Bucks and Omega, they're not gonna have a bad match.
Yeah,
they're gonna go all out. But
it's gonna be 5 stars by default.
I get
it's
what
gonna
you're
be
saying.
5
Yeah,
stars.
but like, okay, let's
match,
talk about
though.
this briefly here, because honestly, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I understand Jericho and Kenny's name holds a lot of weight, and many people could say and argue that this feud has been happening throughout all of this time since Kenny's been losing, now that he just picked up his first win in a while, and the Bucks have not been the person Kenny's been calling on. He's been calling on Jericho instead. Jericho's kind of taking Kenny away from the Bucks, breaking up the Elite in some sense of the matter. And that's the reason why the Bucks are going after Kenny and Jericho, is because of the hatred or the disliking of Jericho that we're getting this match. But to be honest, it doesn't seem like this needs to happen on a Full Gear. I feel like
sudden.
if they
it could have been, but they literally started it like a week ago.
Last minute. Yeah,
like last week.
They could have done this on a Collision, and the winner gets the tag team opportunity at Full Gear.
Yeah.
Or this could have been a 0-hour match.
It's almost like the Young
or
Bucks
if they actually
wanted to
built
be
it
on the
for
card.
like weeks, then I would have been fine with it. But like they just suddenly had Matt go have a bit of a temper tantrum and just talk smack to Jericho and say like, I don't know.
You took my boy away from us.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't seem very well thought out. It doesn't seem very exciting. It doesn't seem very grappling in any sense of the matter for anybody that was going to purchase Full Gear. If they see this, they might be like, oh, well, that's really cool. They're going to have these four go at it. Great, cool. But again, if you watch this build up, there is no build up. There really isn't anything. Like we've all kind of touched upon. It feels like this match was just kind of thrown together.
So like, while this match is good, just this matchup is like just by default good. I'm
not saying that.
It didn't really need to happen
By default, yeah.
I'm not saying by default.
Well,
Not even close. If somebody read me this card and then goes, "Oh yeah, Kenny Omega and Jericho are going to face the Bucks," and I go, "Oh okay, that sounds interesting."
Crazy good.
I'll be like, "All right, that sounds interesting."
Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, two of like the best wrestlers ever.
Yeah, but there's nothing here.
The Young Bucks.
I get what you're saying. It goes both ways. I'm excited for the match, but the
basically on
storyline's
paper,
garbage.
it's
So.
like in theory, like at face value, it's a good matchup, but like it didn't need to happen. We could have like
this doesn't need to be Full Gear.
They could have been if they did it, if they did stuff like a year, not a year ago.
They could have built this shit for 3 months. No, there's no point. I'll be honest. The only way this could have been considered Full Gear is if they were one of the other 3 contenders in that number 1 contenders tag team fatal elimination, whatever that fucking match was a month ago at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
And if the Bucks screwed Chris or Kenny out of that opportunity, fine. Now you got something here that's worth it. Have the Bucks win. Now this makes sense. Now the Bucks are putting up
I don't know.
that
I
number
think
1
it seems
contenders
like to me they're
opportunity
just
again.
filling out the card just because to have as much matches as Full Gear usually has, which is like 10 on main card.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think this one for me is a lame one.
I will probably enjoy it, but I mean it was
this is my bathroom break.
It was a
and I know I'm
match.
hurting a lot of people's feelings when I say that.
It was a sudden
but
match.
This
so
is my bathroom break.
I don't
my
like that.
bathroom
I'm not
break
gonna
will
lie.
probably hurt Wolf's feelings.
I'll live with it. Everything. I mean, I will enjoy the match, but I mean, I know that this didn't necessarily need to happen. I'll still enjoy it because, of course, I'm gonna enjoy
well,
it.
I guess all the other people are gonna enjoy it.
The thing is, I guess I'll go first regarding predictions wise. Given the stipulation and given what happened last night, I think Golden Jets win. Bucks fully turn heel on Kenny mostly, but also Jericho.
Okay. We'll do Willie. Willie, who do you got?
I also got the Golden Jets.
Okay.
Mainly because like this is more of a biased opinion, which is why I went Golden Jets. It's like I don't want to see the Bucks challenge for the fucking belts no more. I'm sick of it. I don't want it. They're already they're not. They're not Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions anymore. I haven't been watching a lot of AEW, but I don't want to see them challenge for the belts anymore. There's more teams, and thank God more teams are in Full Gear challenging for the tag belts. But it's like, can we stop with the Young Bucks, please? So Golden Jets, have them challenge for the belts. Have them face the House of Black. That's a spoiler. Don't care.
Okay.
The thing
So
is,
Golden Jets.
another thing that I wanted to say is just like, especially with the temper tantrum that Matt's been having the past couple of weeks, and the clear low blows by Nick last night. It's definitely like Bucks are turning heel, and a friend of mine actually said the Elite are like best when they're like apart than together. I don't know how I feel about it, but it would be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I don't want to keep spending too much time on this. We got a lot more matches to talk about for this one. So we got two. We got two for Golden Jets. Seb, who do you got for me, buddy?
Nothing different. It's Golden Jets retain. I'm actually going to agree with Willie, though. I think exactly what he said is going to happen. They're going to be, spoiler alert, they're going to be facing House of Black.
Spoiler alert.
This isn't a prediction. This is a spoiler.
This is, yeah. I have my own thoughts about the tag title match.
I believe that when we get to it, you'll be talking quite in length about it. I believe it wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Asa and Kay also go Golden Jets as well. I know why. They're fans of Jericho. And again, Jericho's a talented legacy superstar name, same as Kenny. Buck, same as well. It's just, for me, if I have to pick them, if I have to pick one, if I really have to, yeah, I'll too go Golden Jets, just so that way we get somebody new. I'm bored and tired of the Young Bucks. I've been bored and tired of the Young Bucks for a while, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different type of day. So, all right, going onward, let's get to something a little more fun. We're gonna get to two fun matches right now. Let's go into the Texas death match between Swerve, Strickland, and Prince Nana. You know he's going to be there dancing his way all the way to the ring. And none other than the Buckshot King himself, Hangman
The
Page.
man who wants to take Nana's weed.
Yeah, the man that wants to take Nana's weed. We got one hell of a match. This, of course, this past, what was it, Collision? Or was it Dynamite that Hangman decided this was going to be a Texas death match style match instead?
I think it was Collision.
I want to say Collision as well.
That's when because we heard from Hangman on Collision. And then...
Okay, so last week's Collision. Promo. Right. Last week's Collision, Hangman decided we are going to have not just any style match for this Hangman Swerve Part 2. It is going to be a Texas death match. Of course, as we know, the story goes, Swerve and Hangman already fought once. Hangman beat Swerve. Swerve has taken that loss personally. And even going into the home of Hangman Page and giving his son a Prince Nana shirt. And it, what?
Swerve beat Hangman at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was opposite way around.
Nope.
No.
Swerve
You're doing this again?
No, I thought last night you told me Swerve lost the first one.
No, Swerve won at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah,
okay, so I apologize. So Swerve won.
Especially because it was his hometown. It was in Seattle.
Right. That's what I thought too, but for some reason I thought you said
I'm pretty sure the last night you said you thought Hangman won, and I'm like, no, Swerve won.
I watched Wrestle Dream. Swerve won, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So sorry about that, everybody. So Swerve won the first one, okay? So Hangman didn't take it as personally of a loss as Swerve did by, of course, going into Hangman's home and giving Hangman's child, a Prince Nana shirt, which made it very personal for Hangman. That is why we are getting this Texas Death style match. And I'm very excited. This is going to be the second time we see Hangman in a Texas Death match this year alone. I'm very, very excited for this. Do you want to say who's your thing quick before you leave?
I'm just was going to throw the
all right. Okay.
You guys go.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go around, of course, like normal. So Seb, who do you got for me between Swerve and Hangman in this Texas Death style match? Who do you got for me?
Swerve all the way. That's
Swerve
my
again,
guy right there.
2-0.
That's my guy right there.
Damn.
But for honestly, I just think it benefits him more. If Hangman wins, then what? Hangman's still the main event guy. Swerve is still that guy on the rise. And I feel like nothing's accomplished if Hangman gets his win back.
Okay.
If Swerve wins, he elevates to the main event scene where he should belong. And I think Hangman's bulletproof at this point. So,
wow, what do you got?
I also got Swerve basically for the same reason. It benefits Swerve more. 2 wins over a former AEW World Champion does wonders for him. Exactly. He should be in the main event. Since MJF is more of a babyface, having MJF versus Swerve by the end of the year would be absolutely fire. For that world championship. Hangman can take the loss. Definitely. And 2-0 Swerve would definitely benefit him and put him more on the rise. 100%.
Wow. 2-0 Swerve. What is that making you for Wolf? Technically 3-0 Swerve because, of course, Santos says Swerve. Melinda goes Hangman is winning this one. Who do you got? Swerve or Hangman?
I'm probably going to shock people with this.
Hangman.
I said it. I kind of gave a spoiler to it last night. I do not think Swerve has any chance in winning.
That hurts.
It does hurt, but
hurts a lot of people.
The thing, my reason is
Swerve for the win. What's up, Sean? How are you, buddy?
My reason for it is Swerve already got a big win against Hangman in Seattle, and the Hangman said it himself, you could have taken my spot and you decided to make it personal. With that home invasion, usually with my experience with wrestling, every time there's a home invasion, the victim of said home invasion always wins the big match.
Yeah.
True. That is true.
Yeah,
So,
true.
it's so like Swerve invading Hangman's home and indirectly threatening his kid. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Like,
I mean, he has cool merch now. The kid, you know, I mean, like his
He
father's merch
does.
is cool, but like Prince Nana's stuff is cool too. You know,
yeah,
so
but
is it
the
really
thing is,
a
I
loss?
definitely
Is it
think,
really a loss? You know,
I think Hangman is definitely winning this. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it a third match for the trilogy, but I definitely think Swerve's not going to get hurt because Swerve had already gotten a big win against Hangman, and now this is just a matter of like dealing with Swerve for doing what he did. So I definitely think Swerve can take this loss. Hangman will win, and then probably Swerve goes on to possibly be in that Continental Classic tournament.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I say Hangman.
I'm going to tell you right now. After I do the rest of this revealing of the names, we're going to be tied until I make my decision. So if you count Melinda and Wolf and Asa, they're all going Hangman.
Shit.
Seb, Willie, Kay, and Santos and Sean. So technically, Swerve's up by 1. But I also am going Hangman. I apologize. Hangman. So it makes it a full tie for Hangman.
It could really
And
go
honestly,
either way.
it could really go that way too. I mean, like to Wolf's point, if you want to dabble in it, yes, there is a possibility that Swerve does take the loss because of the home invasion angle. I understand that. But if you want to make this match have that three-peat and really go into something like World's End and make it like a cage match or even something more death-defying at World's End, if they want to take it that long, then yeah, you give the win to Hangman because now you have that opportunity to do this one more time, which I think everybody kind of wants, you know, in a sense. These two men have been fighting really well. Their promos have been good. Their matches have been great.
The thing is,
feud has been exciting.
I don't know what more they could do with Swerve and Hangman in terms of stipulation, because like
Cage.
Texas Deathmatch, I don't know if cage is enough.
Barbed wire cage. Set the ring on fire.
Exploding barbed wire death.
Exploding.
Yeah,
There you go. Exploding barbed wire death match at World's End.
I think it has to be exploding barbed wire death match. It can't be anything less. Cause if we get a third match, because like there's like a simple like steel cage that's not gonna cut it compared to Texas.
No, it's gonna be very underwhelming.
Yeah.
It'll be very.
I was like, remember the last Texas death match that Hangman was in? He nearly like put a noose around Moxley. He nearly hanged Moxley.
Literally, almost was a witness to a murder. Like we would have all had to testify against poor Hangman.
I think Swerve needs it more, man. I'm telling you, I think he needs this one bad.
I do too to that too, Seb, because I feel like if MJF's going to lose it to somebody, I think Swerve is that perfect candidate to then start giving us a new look at the AEW.
That's why I personally think that they're probably going to just have Hangman win because of the home invasion and then probably put Swerve in that Continental Classic with Danielson and whoever else.
But I'm okay with that. Yeah. If this is the final one, fine. They gave us 2 amazing matches.
Yeah.
Wrestle Dream and Full Gear. I'm absolutely there's nothing you can say that's bad about these matches.
They always could like put extra matches like offered later on because like
Yeah.
they had a third match with Hangman and Brian Cage like later on, and they like advertised it as like Hangman versus Brian Cage 3 on that
Right,
one
exactly.
Dynamite. And they so like it doesn't need to happen like right after, but
Yeah,
I
give
don't
it a
know.
little bit of time, a little breathing room
Maybe
would be
they
cool.
maybe both Hangman and Swerve get put in that Continental Classic.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Possible.
It'll be very, very interesting to see. But speaking of Continental Classics and Texas Death Matches, we have one victim of a Texas Death Match, Mr. John Moxley, ex-international champion, going against the reigning and defending yet again
Yay.
One Punch Man, Orange Cassidy, for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, this is the second time they're going at each other for the international, I should say.
Intercontinental.
I keep thinking it's the WWE one. So, International Championship belt. I'm very excited to see this as well. I think this one's going to be good. I know I had a lot of things to say about John Moxley last night, how I said that he's very boring to watch. I think his promos are boring. I think that his fighting style. Yeah. I know. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that on the internet. That is for sure. And again, I like with the Golden Jets versus the Bucks thing. I stick by it. I really do. When Moxley fights, it's the same set of moves. It's the same caliber of fighting. I don't see anything new and exciting with him that makes me excited to watch him. And when he's doing promos, I feel like he's just doing the same pacing around and knuckle in his hand thing, and it's just like, I'm gonna drink your blood, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, like I'm just no thanks. So but I know for a fact though, and I feel like everybody could agree with me here, these two put on an amazing match the first time.
Yeah.
We know this is going to be another banger again come Saturday. Whether you like the two, whether you dislike the two, whether you like one better than the other, this is going to definitely be a fun match. So we'll go reverse order this time. We're going to start with you, Willie. Willie, who do you got? Do you see Orange retaining, or is John getting the belt back that technically he should never have lost?
Yeah, I'm going Mox. I think Mox should win the belt again. I mean, I don't really think they would have gave the belt to Rey Fenix if he didn't get injured. I think that title change was like a last minute kind of, well, put the belt on him. Mox is hurt. And remember the Grand Slam or Dynamite 200, whenever the fuck came first, where Moxley was supposed to face Fenix. Nah, he was still hurt. All right, put Cassidy in there. I don't think Cassidy was even supposed to be fucking champion. So now Mox is better. Mox is probably going to win that belt.
Pretty sure Cassidy became champion because Rey Fenix was also injured.
Oh yeah, that too. So it's like a big international.
So it's like it feels like
international
as if
injury
belt
belt.
is injuring everyone, and like Cassidy's the guy that's like, I don't care.
And Cassidy's just like, I'll wrestle with like tape all over the place. And speaking of Cassidy,
I'm like broken in half, but I'll still wrestle.
I'll say this: it's like, I don't want to see Cassidy with that belt anymore. I've seen enough of him with that belt. Okay, have Mox have the belt, have him have a bit of a long reign, and have him have the reign he was supposed to have before he got hurt. And, Cassidy can go and do something else. I don't want to see another reign where he wins with like 50,000 roll-ups against a bunch of talented guys. I'm sick of Cassidy. Honestly, I think I'm not the only one that agrees. I might have pissed some people off with that. Give it to Mox. He's my pick.
Okay. Wolf, where you going?
This is...
Don't say it's a hard one, because I mean, it is a hard one.
It really is.
I mean, in my eyes, it's not really either,
really
but in Wolf's eyes, everything's a hard one, unfortunately.
I would have expected potentially Moxley to be in that Continental Classic.
He could go in that Classic as champion.
But the thing is, but then you think about it, and like Danielson's already in the match, so like maybe not necessarily you need to.
Daniel Bryan is fighting right now a Silent Snake. All right, he's not the
Solid
American
snake.
Dragon. He is now Metal Gear Solid. All right, he's now shifted characters into a new fucking dimension. One-eyed fucking American Dragon is trying to fight out everybody in this Continental match. That ought to be very interesting to watch. But who are you
The
going?
thing is,
Mox or Cassidy?
I'm worried that this honestly both are really amazing. I would love to see Orange Cassidy move on and get put maybe into the main event scene, because after like what he did with the international title before the whole injured Mox mess. The thing is, I'm also worried about giving the belt to Mox, because I don't want Mox to be a transitional champ again. But this time a legitimate transitional champ, because I mean, even though Mox is like arguably like worth more than the international title, but like this is gonna hurt for me to say this. I'm gonna say keep the title on Orange Cassidy.
All right, you can go in for a time.
Just because I think they're based on how they've presented him, I could very well see Takeshita taking that title. So if Takeshita or somebody like Takeshita takes the title, I'd rather him take it from Orange Cassidy than Jon Moxley. But I don't know. I really don't know. I'd also would love to see. Oh, but then again, okay. Yeah, I really don't know who would be after Orange Cassidy or Mox. I would love to see Buddy with that title. Because when we got Orange Cassidy versus Buddy Matthews, it was amazing. One of the best matches I've seen on regular TV.
I gotcha.
And I'm sure him and Mox would also go crazy. So I really don't know, but I'm gonna say Orange Cassidy just for him to lose to whoever fights him, whichever major challenge is next.
Okay.
So Orange Cassidy.
All right, Orange Cassidy. I was just waiting for the final answer there.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. All right, Seb, who do you got? You got Mox or do you got OC?
So AEW shot themselves in the foot with this match. This is like a lose-lose situation for me. I am gonna go Orange Cassidy though.
Wow.
Moxley, he can't beat Cassidy again. They had Cassidy win all, like he said. He defended the belt like fucking 30 times on TV. They presented Cassidy as a big deal, so he has to beat Moxley. He can't just... You defend your belt all those times, and at the end of the day, you couldn't beat Jon Moxley. What the hell was the point of that entire run?
Yeah.
But it's a lose-lose situation because I don't want to see Cassidy with the belt. So
yeah, like I would rather Orange Cassidy be like an actual like legitimate contender for the world title. But
I think the best case scenario,
not against MJF.
The best case scenario is what you said. We're gonna have to do another traditional reign. Cassidy's gonna have to lose the belt quick to like Takeshita or something like that.
Yeah,
because
that's why I think
giving the belt back to Moxley is just. Him beating Cassidy again is crazy to me, right? I don't think he should sweep Cassidy. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think...
And I think that's why, Dylan, my fault to keep going, but I think that's why you're getting tired of Moxley, because Moxley is too high on the card. That's not the reason
why I'm tired of Moxley.
Nah, I know.
He's always been tired of Moxley.
Too much blood.
Okay.
He's just not...
I just think he's too high on exactly. I think he's too high on the card. Like, if you're bored of him, why is he always in the main event scene? I feel like he should be losing a little bit more.
Some people here believe that he's a reason why AEW is more successful than anybody else.
He played a huge part, but...
I mean, he might have played a huge part, but I can't see how.
It's time for him.
I mean, like, I understand the facts of it. Like, it's a
I'm
fact.
just biased,
This is-
so
this is
it's
it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm mostly saying it because like Mox was like the first major signing for
Right, which that
Jericho.
by that by
Jericho.
default
Jericho
is
was there, but
for Coco.
that by default makes it a big thing. But at the same time, like his matches, his performance, his energy, his promos, him as a character is not exciting. Like when I saw him live walking, like, yeah, of course, everybody wants to say like they, you know, I don't want to sound vile or anything, but they got to touch a piece of John Moxley, whether it was the shirt, the arm, the, you know, the bloody forehead or whatever while he was walking into the ring or got spit on by Moxley because of the water bottle. Yeah, it's
Right.
that's a cool thing to say. It's like a Triple H moment almost in a sense, you know, when no one really liked Triple H.
But the thing is, like, yeah. So Willie, I did explain this last night. The thing is, before Mox came to AEW at Double or Nothing, like the only major names that they had was the Elite, which included Cody, Jericho, and Brody Lee. Like that.
They didn't have Brody Lee. They didn't have Brody Lee until spring of 2020.
Really? I could have sworn. Oh,
nope.
Wacky.
He didn't come out until like March of that year.
Wacky.
They took a while for Brody. He was still in WWE until the winter of 2019. Fuck, I'm a nerd.
Yeah, Brody. I remember Brody debuted in front of.
Well, in that case, that just makes. So really, it was just the Elite and Jericho.
Which honestly, to me, that's a good starting lineup.
It's a good starting lineup, but like that was like the only thing that was like the only like major players they had. They needed another big name in order to get eyes to AEW. Mox was that, like, Mox really, especially with his feud with Jericho, that really changed things. And then got everyone.
I don't know. To me, it just is. It's one that no matter how hard you argue it,
because like Jericho kind of like was there from the beginning. It was not really like a first like major signing since the company started. It was like by default he was there.
Yeah,
I just think he needs to lose a little. He needs to lose a little bit more. Like
he needs a little acting. I think he needs a new couple of moves in his arsenal. He needs a little. He needs a nice new fresh coat of paint. Moxley, and I think maybe then a lot of people like
don't let him hear you say that. That paint will become blood.
Well, yeah, I mean that's his favorite color, but I mean maybe add a little blue in there would have been not that bad. You know what I mean? Just a couple other colors would be nice to get on that.
AEW's been around for like 4 years. So I don't even know.
Yeah,
has
the only
Moxley ever lost?
like
a clean loss. I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
A clean loss, like no interference,
he's definitely lost.
He's lost
a few times, absolutely.
You guys got
just
him,
this
on the
year, like just this year, big. I mean,
technically it wasn't clean, but in terms of rules,
I mean, the match was clean until that incident.
I mean, looking at the just the big matches like of this year, the match against Hangman at Revolution, he tapped out.
That was another one. That's another one. You're right.
Punk.
You're right. He lost a couple.
And he lost the Punk too.
He got a couple clean losses. You're right. You're right. I feel like it's rare, and it happens like twice a year.
It is rare, but that's what happens when you have a big name and main event player.
Yeah.
But now, Dylan, who do you think wins between Mox and Cassidy? I almost said Phoenix.
I hope it's Moxley.
Yeah.
I hope it's Moxley. I'm bored of Cassidy's reign. And in all honesty, like, I get it if we built Cassidy.
If we knew in advance like how long the reigns would be, like then I would be able to like be sure about my choice between either Cassidy or Moxley. Like if I knew like Moxley would have like a longer reign, I'd be like, okay, Mox. But whoever, Orange Cassidy, Moxley. But the thing is, if I'm worried that like I don't want to like say Moxley and then he loses it like a week later to, let's say,
Yeah, but like
Takeshita, and then Takeshita gets like a proper reign.
Here's my thing. Orange Cassidy, like you all pointed out, has had a very, very, very long, extensive reign to where he has beaten a good majority of people, at least 30, to defend this title. Majority of them on a regular Dynamite and or Rampage and or Collision at some points, and on pay-per-views itself. And he's had very good matches. Him losing to Moxley, I think, was the turn that we were waiting for and he needed to recover, because you've seen it, we all seen it. The man was taped up head to toe. He was beaten, he was battered, he was bruised, he was tired. Now Moxley losing because of the injury, I feel like that shouldn't fault him for not having this opportunity the way it was supposed to be done the initially first time. And I feel like Moxley winning this isn't going to have a quick turnaround to somebody else becoming champion. Like if Moxley on Dynamite Wednesday defends the title, which more than less likely he will be,
very likely,
and he wins a couple of matches and then loses at World's End, it's fine. And I feel like that's better off than having him lose it on Dynamite to Takeshita, and then that whole opportunity for Moxley as international champion is just completely been thrown into the garbage from day one. So hopefully, if it is Moxley, which I'm hoping it is, we get more of a somewhat long and interesting international championship run. And the other thing is I'm praying that we actually get him doing international matches on different promotions. Like Moxley is the perfect person, just like Cassidy was, to go to other promotions on other promos and defend this title. If AEW is so, I want to work with everybody, then this is the perfect person to do that with. Mox has been in GCW. He's been to Mexico. He's been to Ireland. He's been across the water. He's been down south. He's been up north. Let him go ahead and showcase this title, showcase what AEW brings to the table when it comes to their mid-tier belts, and let this belt really shine in the international section. This is the perfect segue to start doing things like that. Let him go to New Japan. I don't care if he goes there for a whole month just to defend the title. That's fine. Like, Takeshita and everybody else is okay over there. You have Bryan Danielson back in some sense. So it's not like they're missing a key player to where if Danielson and Moxley were gone, Yuta and Claudio couldn't hold it down. Yeah, they could hold it down, but at least you got Danielson to back them up. And you also now have somebody that's still representing not only AEW, but the BCC on international waters and international promos. So I'm hoping that if it is Moxley, this is the way they're going to promote this damn belt. Like, it just doesn't make any damn sense why we're not seeing matches across the pond at all for any of these title opportunities. Like, it just, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Asa also is saying Moxley over OC, and so is Kay as well. So honestly, I'm praying it's Moxley. I know Melinda's saying Orange, but to me, Orange, I don't need to see him all taped up in 2 weeks. I don't need to see him beaten and battered all over again. Let's give Moxley this run. Let's do something new with him. Let's bring him across the water. Let's do something fun. And let's actually make this international championship an international championship. Like, it's getting tired of the same set of people, including people from Ring of Honor. Like, to me, that's just, it's not fun anymore. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially with the whole Ring of Honor. Like, Ring of Honor, like, just get rid of it. It's dead. Like, I don't get the point of it anymore. But yeah, I don't think really Mox. I don't really think Mox would really defend it in other promotions because let's admit it, Tony Khan has gotten a lot more selfish. He doesn't want to work with nobody anymore.
I know, and that's sad because
it benefits it benefits the owners of GCW. They don't get ratings for my promotion, so no.
He's an idiot for thinking that way.
Yeah, not doing it. So yeah, especially with how shit the ratings.
Imagine they were able to do something like that and build up Forbidden Door with a fatal 5-way or fatal 4-way international championship opportunity. Moxley versus 3 other crazy top tier promotions like a GCW.
That's why I wish the deal with Impact
MLW would have been interesting.
That's why I wish the deal with Impact in like 2021 would have been better. I would have rathered an AEW versus Impact show than AEW versus New Japan. That's just me.
It could have been. That could have been interesting.
Impact than New Japan.
Right. No, I feel you. All right, let's continue on because we still got a lot of card to go through.
Yeah.
A very nice comment we have here. I am living
listening to you guys. Glad I found you. I got cancer and you're helping me take my mind off things. Oh.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, and I'm very grateful as well to hear that we are helping you with this troubled time right now that you're going through. We're very sorry for that, and hopefully you get to beat it and can live a great, beautiful, healthy, and happy life. And enjoy more wrestling. Of course, that's always the biggest thing, right? So, all right. Now, going off of Melinda, let's get into our women's matches. I think that's a perfect segue. And let us go into one of the 2, like I was saying before, Willie. This is the first time that we're having 2 women's matches on the main card. This has always been a very big thing of mine. You know it. I think everybody here who's a guest, everybody here in the chat has been screaming at me saying, shut the fuck up, Dylan, because you got to stop talking about women's matches on the main card. But I'm happy Tony's listening to the podcast. Tony, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And why don't you give us all some tickets one time, all right? I don't want to have to keep buying my fucking tickets all the time.
Also,
but hook me up. Yeah, hook him up. Hook up your brother over here. My guy, Jesus. But nonetheless, let's get into the AEW Women's Championship match between Hikaru Shida and the beautiful and new actress or new motionless in black. I don't know what the hell we're calling her at this stage of the game. Toni Storm going up against Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship match. We'll start with you, Seb. We'll go a little weird on this order and stuff. Seb, who do you got for Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm? Do you think it's Toni's turn to get that belt back and really become everything that she always was, which is a star, and be another 3-time AEW Women's Champion like Hikaru Shida?
Yeah, this is one of the most predictable matches on the card. Toni Storm's winning the chip.
Wow, you think it's really going to be that way?
Yeah,
wow.
She's by far been the star of the division. She's by far the most over women. I feel like it's a lock. I'll be shocked if Shida retains. Really shocked.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. She does seem to always retain when I least expect her to.
Yeah,
so
some way or another.
Or she finds a way to win the belt when I least expect her to. So
that's awesome. Okay,
I'll give her props.
Right. We'll give Shida the L. Tony's taking a W. Melinda's saying Tony's taking a W.
Yes, sir.
Willie, do you think that Melinda and Seb are right, or do you think they're just as crazy as Toni Storm and not getting that W this Saturday, and it's going to be Shida?
Well, yeah, no, I definitely think that Toni Storm is winning here as well. Mm-hmm. How much focus that this new character of Toni Storm is getting, and whoever attracts the most fans always seems to get the belts, in my opinion. So it sucks because this is the second straight reign in a row for Hikaru Shida to just be a victim of this whole outcast kind of feud, but we haven't really properly got the Toni and Saraya payoff to this feud. Mm-hmm. And, I just think Hikaru Shida is going to be another victim of this whole, in between Saraya and Toni Storm. Yeah, like Seb said, Toni would have to be a madman to have Toni Storm lose this when she's
Tony
getting
is a
all
madman,
this focus. Oh, he is a madman, but he'd have to be like utterly Hannibal Lecter levels of insane to.
Storm has my attention, Sean says, but I think
Of
it's for the
course
wrong-
she has.
I
your
think I
attention.
think it's for some other reasons, and it's not
Yeah.
for the championship match. So, Sean, you best behave because it's not even Friday night, or it's not even Saturday. So just
Trish
take it
Stratus
easy,
is
killer.
gone. He
Take it
needs
easy.
someone else. But yeah, no, I think Tony's winning that belt. Yeah, I'm not really that interested in this match, to be quite honest. Like, I could give less of a fuck. But
Yeah, I'm right with you. This is definitely my bad. This is my bathroom break.
This is my
Wow,
bathroom break,
that's
too.
your bathroom break? It's
Yeah.
gonna be this one?
I'm sorry to the women.
No,
too.
listen,
I'm a big
Yeah,
we're
the
all
fan.
thinking
women-
we all got bathroom breaks, you know what I mean? We all got to entertain for 5.5 hours.
I'm
We
a
gotta
huge
go to the
women's
bathroom
wrestling
somehow.
fan.
Hey,
It looks
thank
crazy
God
to
Kay
say
was
that.
not on this stream because she would have
Yeah, no,
beaten
Kay,
our heads off.
which actually, and
It
I
would've
want to
eaten
say
us
this quickly
alive.
right now. I want to say this quickly right now. The reason why Kay and Asa are not here with us is because they're doing some really cool things. Today is Kay's birthday. Okay, so everybody
happy
in the
birthday.
chat,
Yeah.
everybody here, let's wish
Happy
Kay
birthday to
a
her.
very, very happy and beautiful and
Please
long-lasting
eat the
birthday.
cake and not us.
Yeah, right. Right. Get mad at the cake and not at us, please.
I'm looking forward to the TBS title match. I
Yeah,
can't wait for that one.
Same here.
Yeah.
There's the other
That
bathroom
is-
break. I guess we now know who that's taking. I know what bathroom break he's taking. But no, happy birthday to Kay. We love you. We miss you. We cannot wait to have you on, of course, this Saturday for Full Gear Watch Along. You too, Asa. I know it's not your birthday, but we love you and miss you too, and everything. So we cannot wait to hang out with you guys all over again. Thank you, Kay, for everything. And of course, thank you for both of you guys' predictions as I read them off. But yeah, Seb, and Willie, to your point, I feel like this is also a very easy, predictable match. So, Wolf, what do you got for me? Do you also agree that Tony's getting that big dub, or do you believe that it is going to be Sheeta's time to retain?
I'll be brutally honest. I kind of held back last night because I didn't want Kay to completely violate me.
She's gonna watch.
But
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna definitely send it to her.
yeah. So honestly, this match, I really don't care. I know Tony's winning. Tony's most likely winning
Wow,
because
I got an I don't
she's-
care in here. We got
yeah,
an I don't care for this match. In here.
Yeah.
My
I'm
God. All right, I don't think
care.
Kay, you can't watch this no more. I don't think you can watch this part of the match.
I'm sorry.
No more.
Is she gonna be on the watch
I
along?
want
You're
to-
talking
Oh
about?
yeah, of course.
Oh
of
my
course.
God.
I'll tell her straight up. There's
I'll
no way
tell
she's
her
looking
straight
forward.
up. I don't
There's no
know.
way she's looking forward to this one. Come on.
I'll be honest. I'll be
She's
honest,
gonna be listening to
everyone.
this podcast
I
tomorrow.
want
She's
to
gonna be like,
care.
"Excuse
I
me?"
really want to. I want to care. I'm sure the match will be all right because it's Toni Storm and Hikaru Shida, and they
Right,
always like work their butts off to actually give good matches, especially when it's against each other. But I'll be on. I don't right now. Right now, I do not care for Toni Storm's new gimmick. Like the timeless Toni Storm gimmick, it's interesting. Like on paper, it's good. It's like interesting. In practice, aka what's been shown, she's done nothing.
Yeah.
She's done. I'm
We're about to cut
assuming
this whole
Toni
section off.
Storm's gonna win because Mariah May is gonna go all fangirl and help Tony win the title. And then I don't know, maybe Monet shows up, signs to AEW and feuds with Tony. I don't know,
Oh,
but
that's another prediction. Yeah. Who's
Um,
the big signing?
Well, don't worry. We're gonna be talking
but
about
I think,
possible.
but
returns
based
or
on
debuts.
what we saw last night, it seems like Mariah May is going to be somehow aligned with, or like working with Toni Storm. So I definitely, I definitely think Toni Storm is winning, but I kind of don't care for it because the timeless Toni Storm has not been doing anything for me. And it's a shame, really, because in theory, it sounds like an interesting, new, fresh gimmick, but what has she done? She's done nothing. She's wrestled one match as Timeless Tony Storm, or maybe like two, and both of them were squashes. Like,
yeah.
No, you're not wrong, and I think that's a good argument in some sense. And I you know,
and it pains me to say this because I don't.
Yeah, because Tony Storm's a very talented athlete.
I don't want to hate Tony Storm, but right now they're not doing anything with her.
That's fair. That's fair. So I guess some of y'all will be taking a bathroom break during this match. It seems, and I don't think Kay will be. I think she'll be watching with her eyes completely glued.
I'll probably be watching, and I'll probably just say it's a normal match
during this part. But now, again, and I think this is a clean sweep for Tony. This is a clean sweep for Tony for all of us on the board, including, of course, birthday girl Kay and Asa. You know, I feel like Tony's definitely winning this one here. It's
I feel like it
everything
has to,
that's been happening.
But I feel like the thing is, in order for Storm to win, I think they have to have Mariah May get involved. Because
I
don't know. I don't see Tony winning clean on Sheeta.
She'll throw a shoe at her.
Maybe protecting the hell out of Sheeta too. You're right.
Technically, does not count as clean. So
yeah, you throw a shoe at her.
All right, well, let's get into the second women's match of the evening. The one that Seb's saying he's not taking a bathroom break for.
This is the real
It is none other.
I promise everybody watching here, this will be the better women's match. Like, locked in, guaranteed.
If he's able to come on Saturday, and all of you are witnesses, if he comes on Saturday and this match comes on and he goes, I'll be right back. I got to go to the bathroom. I don't want to hear shit for the rest of the night, buddy. I'm going to tell you that right now because you took two. One, I know it was probably by mistake, but terrible timing. But the second one, all right. Now that's just getting a little out of hand.
Yeah. This definitely would not be my bathroom break unless I really had to.
No, your wife. It's your wife, Wolf. Your wife's wrestling, Wolf. If you go to the bathroom when your wife's wrestling, you're sleeping outside when you go home. You know what I mean? You're sleeping outside. She ain't even going to let you in the house anymore. She's just going to tell you to stay outside. Okay? And, of course, we are talking about the TBS Championship match between KRIS Statlander, Long Island's own KRIS Statlander, Julia Hart, Wolf's wife, and Horton's favorite woman, of course, none other than Dark Blue herself, Sky Blue, in a triple threat match on Saturday's pay-per-view for Full Gear. Willie's loving that one. We got, of course, a huge triple threat match itself. And we'll start with you, Willie. Just bear with us here, buddy. Stick with us. Who do you got? Do you got Dark Blue? Do you got Wolf's wife? Or do you got KRIS Statlander?
Can't just say it again because then I'm just going to keep laughing.
You're losing it.
Can't just say it again.
I'm losing them. All right. So we got,
all right. I got.
Ready? All right. So
I got it.
Long Island. We got Long Island's own KRIS Statlander, TBS champion. We got Wolf's precious heart and joy, Julia Hart, and of course, Horny Horton himself, second wife to be, Sky Blue, aka Dark Blue, after the mist and the eyeballs. This triple threat TBS belt. Who do you got, Willie, out of the three lovely ladies happening this Saturday?
I'll probably be the underdog here, but I'm probably gonna say KRIS Statlander retains.
Wow. Okay.
I think there's more than meets the eye with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I don't think it's gonna be like a big faction. I don't think like Sky Blue is gonna join the House of Black or at all, or like a women's only stable. I think maybe it's like a one-on-one little women's feud between Hart and Sky Blue. I see a Sky Blue face turn, even though she's not really a heel now. I don't know.
Yeah, no, she's still face.
She's still face. She's just like, I got missed now. You know, it's like, I don't know.
Dark Blue.
I don't really care for Statlander. I kind of want to do my own thing, but I still like Willow.
That's
so
really
it's like,
impersonation of your wife,
as much as I don't really like As much as I don't really like Kris Statlander's reign, I think she's still gonna keep that belt until like an actual contender comes in. Maybe Willow Nightingale. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna say Kris Statlander retains. Maybe Sky
Wow,
Blue
Long
betrays
Island's
Julia
own. Are
Hart
we
during the
collecting
match.
the belts on Saturday? That's what it sounds like. We're just taking all the belts
Long
back home
Island
to LI.
just has all the AEW people. I
Listen,
have all
man,
the
you can never
favorites.
say New York didn't try nothing. You know what I mean? We're
Kris
not winners for no
Statlander versus
reason.
Willow Nightingale will be a huge win for Long Island, New York.
Oh my
so.
God, we get Willow to get a belt home. That's it. Long Island's the greatest. I don't want to hear nothing from any other state. All right, all the other states are booty cheeks, extra sesame seeds. All right,
Fuck you, Florida.
straight buns, straight buns, as Leos would say. All right, we're going to go with, because Wolf, I know you're going to talk a lot about your wife probably for 30, 40 minutes. So we're going to hit you last. But of course, we're going to go now to the guest. Seb, my guy, who do you got? You got Long Island's own, Wolf's wife, or Horny Horton's future wife?
This one's tough, man. This is one of the tougher matches to predict, honestly. I'll probably go Statlander.
Wow, 2 for LI.
I think Julia Hart has a chance, but I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna keep on doing her
3
feud.
for LI. Wow.
She's just gonna keep feuding with her little the dark blue thing going on or whatever.
Hue.
Dark hue. It's a dark hue now.
Dark
hue, dark blue.
Willow Nightingale, she got their own thing going on. Statlander would just hold the belt, and like he said, he'll just wait for a real challenger to take it off her.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Wolf, you might not be alone if you're picking your wife, because I hope that's your answer. Otherwise, you're sleeping outside tonight. That is what I was told. Asa and K both are saying Julia Hart are picking up the big V, the big W for that TBS belt. Wolf, I hope you picked the right answer on this one. Your wife is watching. Who do you got winning this belt and bringing it home to Papa Wolf? Who do you got, buddy?
It sounds like bias, but I mean,
It sounds biased.
Yes, it's definitely
it's obvious. It is Julia.
It's Julia Hart, baby. There it is.
The thing is,
we got another one for the big JH.
the thing is regarding Julia.
Or Sky Blue.
I don't know who said it, but I might have been Willie that said it. But I agree with him that like Tony Khan seems to like never have women's feud without a title. It's like he's allergic of having non-title women's feuds.
Yes, he is. He doesn't like to add any color unless it's dark blue in the color.
Yeah, so I feel like they're definitely going to expand Sky Blue and Julia's rivalry, but it is going to be with the title. So that is why. And also, like, Julia's, like, insanely over, honestly.
And she's gonna kick you out of the house if you said that anybody else was winning. You know, I understand.
Confirm.
Listen, man,
No,
bias, no bias. We
no,
know who you were.
No, but seriously,
We
like, Julia has been like improving so much. She's over right now. She's part of one of the most iconic heel factions of AEW.
I was gonna say if it's all time, no, it's not.
Not all time, no.
It is not all time.
Wolf, we love you, but you can't go that crazy. All right, like, come on now.
In AEW, but maybe it would be safe for me to say today, but
I don't know.
Definitely, I think Julia has them. I think it is Julia's time to have a title reign. Whether she doesn't have a long reign and drops it to Sky Blue or not, I don't care because honestly, probably Willow. Yeah, Willow seems more likely. But yeah, I definitely think Julia should win this. I don't know who she pins, honestly. More likely Sky Blue, but
I'll be right back.
I don't know.
I'll say this.
Julia wins this.
I was going to pick Julia Hart too. I really was, Wolf. I was going to pick your wife. Absolutely. I thought it was the safest choice as well for me because I didn't want to become Dark Dill or anything like that. So I said definitely Julia Hart. But then Willie did give me a really good idea. What if Kris Statlander brings home the title and also Willow brings home a title in the near future, making Long Island the greatest title belt collecting state of all time. That's right. I'm keeping my pick. I'm changing it right now. It's going to be my girl from LI, KRIS Statty Laddie. She coming home with the belt. And then Willow Nightingale's coming home with another one, too. Even if we got to make one for her, we're making one for her. So that way you all know, all you other pores out there, as MJF would say, knows the greatest state and the best place to be. And it's not Disneyland. Fuck that place. It's Long Island, baby. And we're just belt collecting away. Absolutely. So I, too, am going KRIS Statlander only because Willie said it. And I blame Willie if KRIS loses. But nonetheless, we're going to go on now to our next big match of the evening itself. And it is going to be... listen, Melinda, I'm sorry. I know. I shouldn't be picking against Julia Hart. You know, I'm probably now going to be coming Dark Dill on Saturday now. If she doesn't win, I'm going to have to now paint my eyes black, and all my fucking podcasts and watch-alongs, I'm going to have the shit all over me. But, hey, listen, it is what it is. We're still going to have a great time. But we're going to have a very interesting time trying to keep up with Sting, Darby Allin, and a.k.a. Edge, now known as Adam Copeland, taking on the father hater, the grandfather hater,
the patriarchy, because apparently that is their faction name.
The uncle hater of the year, Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick, Little Boy Wayne, all going against each other in a six-man tag. As Wolf was saying, the patriarchy versus the legends, I guess you can call the other team, or two legends and a rookie. I don't know how you want to do Darby.
Darby's not a rookie, let's be honest.
I wouldn't call him a rookie either, but some maybe could say that. So who knows?
We'll just call him the dead kid.
The dead kid. There you go. The dead kid with a new tattoo on his head, which is like a skeleton hand. It's like that. It's looking like coming at you. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't want to look at that shit at 6 o'clock in the morning. But hey, I guess that's what I'll have to look at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, but yes, so let's get into our big six-man tag match right now. Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne. We'll go with you, Seb. Who do you got for this big six-man tag?
This is another predictable one. Like, a team with Nick Wayne. Like, I'm not trying to come at his life or disrespect him, but like, Sting's about to retire, and it's Adam Copeland's first pay-per-view match. They're not losing. No chance. Like, at all.
The thing is, like, Nick Wayne's not bad, but...
Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying. He's not going to be a guy
but the thing is, like, Sting is going to retire.
Sting, one of Sting's last losses was to Nick Wayne and the company. Like, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Christian's not going to win either. This match is
it's mostly because it's Adam Copeland's first pay-per-view match, like, especially with how Christian has been, like, Edge is definitely winning.
Yeah, and obviously Christian's not going to get pinned. One of his teammates are going to get pinned by
Luchasaurus, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the safe pick.
I'm just saying Sting, Darby, Adam, and Ric Flair with the win. Ric Flair with that win. Maybe Ric Flair's taking the possible pin right there. You never know. You never know with Ricky Boy now.
Yeah, I got a little question for y'all though. I posted this on my I posted this on my TikTok today. My brother Herb was saying this. You guys are getting, is this Adam Copeland stuff like already stale, or I'm just bugging?
I don't think, I think it's too early to call it stale. He hasn't really done enough.
I did see the video.
I just feel like, I don't know, like something's missing. Unless something's not there. It should be a bigger deal. If you get what I mean.
I do agree with you on that aspect. I thought his initial coming in was going to be bigger and a little bit more bigger receiving than what we have gotten of him. I definitely think that in due time we might get it. Maybe by World's End.
Okay, so I just gotta be patient. Pretty much.
I would say if by World's End we don't get anything
or not.
Yeah, I feel like
he hasn't really done anything. He has had like 2 matches.
Yeah, if by World's End he hasn't done anything besides what he's done up to now, and it's still we're all still feeling that same way, at least you, myself, and your brother, then yeah, I would say I feel like this was a bad idea to bring him on.
Maybe I'm
But
just impatient. I want
no,
him
it's
to get
fine.
that
Listen, we're all
personal.
impatient here.
Well,
He
me
need to get that
trust me.
personal. That personal one-on-one with Christian has to happen soon. Like they can't
It
stall
will.
that shit out.
It will. It's
It
just not
will.
happening this year.
This
Yeah,
year, when is it going to
It's just
happen?
not happening this year.
Probably Revolution.
Yeah, I think March.
That's not
Because it makes sense. It's a nice fresh slate. You have the matches that Adam and Christian are going to throw at each other. You have Sting's retirement. That's a bigger deal than Christian and Edge facing at the moment. And if that's going to be the new thing going into like Double or Nothing and Wrestle Dream and Forbidden Door and all the other pay-per-views that we have lined up following Revolution, then I'm willing to wait, because with what has happened right now with Adam or Edge, whatever we're calling him today, I'll be patient enough. But if by World's End we don't see something exciting, then yeah, I think this is a bad signing. I'll be honest. I'll give it to at least January to have something, because remind us, we now have the real last pay-per-view of the year, at least for this year, is World's End. So you have from now, you have this Continental thing happening. You have Flair now a part of the AEW, whether it's just by likeness or whatnot. You have Adam going after Christian in some sense of the matter. You have, Darby and him possibly teaming up down the road on Collision. You have him also working on not just Dynamite, but Collision as well. So there's a lot more time to start working Adam into a story of some sense. Clearly, that's where he's at right now, is in some sense of a story with Christian and everything. And of course, what we want to see is Christian and Edge finally face each other one-on-one, and then eventually reuniting and doing another EC tag team for the remaining of their contract or whatnot, and getting a title opportunity, etc. Even finishing with the Hardys would be really cool. But at the same time, like, if we rush that, I feel like we'd also be having the same conversation of, was this rushed? Was this too soon? Is this stale? Is this, the same questions we're kind of asking ourselves right now. And listen, I'm impatient about it as well. Like, yeah, I want to see something a little bit more than this 6-man tag. But if this is the prologue to the first chapter, then okay, I'm willing to read this before going into what's going to be more exciting.
My main concern is I'm worried that, after the trios match, for whatever reason, Tony Khan decides to reenact the Judgment Day thing and have Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne turn on Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn Christian face after they lose.
Yeah.
And the excuse is like, oh, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne like blame Christian or something. What happened with?
Yeah, everyone kind of left.
Everyone kind of left.
Everyone kind of left. I think they all got tired of us talking about Full Gear predictions, but we still got a bunch to talk about, so we're going to keep the show moving. Hopefully, everybody can come on very shortly and whatnot. I think probably we're just having a little technical difficulties. Of course, in this business, we always be having technical difficulties with all of this technology that we got floating around in the world. But nonetheless, let's get back to it. Who do you got between Adam Copeland?
Definitely Adam Copeland and Team Adam Copeland. Like, there's no way they're gonna bring back the Rated R Superstar and have him lose his first big match. Like, no.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, to me, it makes the most sense as well, especially like we said prior. If we're going to start pushing this story forward, if we're going to start getting to that Edge and Christian feud, these are the moments that need to start making that difference and deciding factor into it. Kay as well as Asa both said Sting, Darby, and Adam for this match. Now we are going into our next big title tag team match. A huge one, if I do say so myself. It is the reigning and defending AEW Tag Team Champions themselves, Ricky Starks and Biggie Bill, versus You want to give me a hand on that one? Thank you. Versus FTR versus the Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black and Brody King themselves. Who do you got, Wolf, out of all of these? Do you see a retaining champion? Do you see new champions?
No, God, please no. Please
no. Why not?
Please no retain. I'm sorry, Ricky and Big Bill has...
Ricky and Big Bill with Melinda's going for it.
Melinda, I'm sorry, but Ricky and Bill has objectively been the worst AEW Tag Team Champions ever so far. They've done nothing. I'm already bored of their reign. Their reign was garbage. It was weird for FTR to drop the belts to them, and I don't know. Like it's just I don't like their tag title reign. And see, this match is weird because I'll be honest, I kind of don't want any of them to win.
Wow, not even House of Black?
Well,
retaining champs, Santos is saying it.
Well, like, the thing is, Ricky and Bill has had a garbage title reign, and I no longer want to see them with the tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
LFI, I want to win the trios titles. Which I doubt they'll be able to do as tag team champions, and I don't want them to be transitional champs. FTR, I want them to move on from the tag titles, and Kings of the Black Throne, I only don't want to win because I want Malachi to go for singles gold. If it was Buddy and Brody, I would have easily said House of Black. I'd be like, I'd want like nothing else. I'd be like, yeah, House of Black, that I want them to win. I'd be interested, but Malachi, I mean, I understand Kings of the Black Throne, they have the more tag team experience together, but I still want Malachi to be pushed with some singles competition.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, I will say Kings of the Black Throne. I like, my only options I wanted was LFI or Kings of the Black Throne, but like I don't know. Like I would love for LFI to hold on.
Okay, so while Wolf takes care of that, I'll say mine. You know, actually I'll do K and Aces. So that way we can kind of keep the ball moving. Kay and Asa both say the Kings of the Black Throne winning and becoming your new AEW Tag Team Champions, leaving Ricky Starks and Big Boy Bill in the dust, disappointing Santos, disappointing Melinda. We'll see, you know, and again, kind of to what Wolf was saying, you know, these tag team titles are starting to really be not that as exciting. All good. They've not been as exciting as they once were. And I feel like with all the competitors that we do have in this big tag team title match, you know, if it's not somebody like Lay Faction in No Good in Gabo Gonobles, I can't pronounce that. Yeah, thank you. That one, you know, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Malachi and Brody, they look better with the trios tag team titles on them. Starks and Big Bill, as a fun tag team as they've been, maybe aren't the ones to continue to retain and keep that train going. FTR has been champions more times than any. Like, it's time for a new face. It's time to get more exciting people in there. And La Faction, I think, is that perfect person if they have to give a new opportunity to
It
somebody
would be
else.
good for their comeback run thing, and that's why I heavily originally my choice was LFI because they just came back and it would be something fresh, something new. The
Right.
problem is I don't know. I see them more like guys like I don't know. I still want them with the trios titles.
Yeah.
As because like I don't like I love the Acclaimed, but they have not really been hitting much with the trios titles. They've not been getting much competitors, like good competitors, because like their competition so far was Dark Order, and who else? Dalton Castle and the Boys. Who else? Daniel Garcia and Daddy Magic and Cole Hand.
Yeah.
That's basic.
I know the tag team has been weak.
Like
It's been weak.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
sucks because the House of Black like elevated those trios titles like so like with that open house challenge they made those trios titles feel special, and now since what's it called, the Acclaimed won them, it feels like it fell off.
Yeah. I agree. I do too.
If LFI doesn't win the titles like right away from the Acclaimed, having them fight the Acclaimed would be huge. It would be a big match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm going to say Kings of the Black Throne just to maybe keep the momentum of House of Black and keep them serious, and maybe Malachi wants to keep going with the multi-man stuff before going for singles, kind of like having the mark like all over. Still, I would have preferred Malachi maybe going for that international title, or really what he should go for, the world title.
All right, let's just take it easy, okay? Not everybody needs to
No,
go
I
after my
think
champions
Malachi
world,
would
all right?
great world champion.
Not everybody needs to go after my king, all right?
I definitely think I could also see Malachi being in that Continental Classic, so or he should be really, but they're gonna opt in Buddy to be in that instead, even though I don't know if that's smart because Malachi is more of the top AEW star than Buddy Matthews is. All respect to Buddy, but like I really don't know.
That's mommy's husband you're talking about.
Yeah, true. He's good, but I do think Malachi's better, at least in AEW, based on presentation and everything. Not to mention, we were also supposed to get Malachi versus Brian, but we know what happened with that.
Yes, we do.
So I'm thinking like Malachi could be in that classic, so we actually get that. But
That's fair.
I'll say Kings of the Black Throne, but
I'm saying L faction.
I don't know. I'm not like too happy about this match. It's gonna be a good match, but
yeah,
this feels like lose everywhere.
Well, hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully we get something, and you're very happy with the decision that is made.
I'll be satisfied if it's a good match. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't take much to really satisfy you now, does it? Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the best match of the night. Forget all these other jabroni appetizer matches that we got cooking for the whole entire night, because everyone's not paying $50 just to see two dead men in a Texas death match, or three ladies become converted into the dark mystical powers over with Julia Hart, all right? Or any of those other jabronis trying to rock out with their big schlongy dongs out with the AEW championships. No. We're going to talk about the best belt and the biggest match of them all. And it's none other than my king, AEW's best AEW World Champion, MJF versus Jay White. New Japan legend Jay White versus AEW's best AEW champion, MJF, going 1-on-1. Finally, it is happening. The time is now. Of course, we all know the story, but for those who are just slowly catching up to what is going on in layman's terms, Jay White took the belt. Jay White has it. Triple B, the big, beautiful belt itself. And of course, now MJF wants that belt back. He has given him the opportunity to fight and get a #1 contenders match, which now is setting up for the World Championship match. And of course, Jay White has, of course, the Gun Club, including Juicy Robinson and none other than the Guns themselves. Willie is back now. Willie, what's going on, buddy? We're talking about now the AEW World Championship. But before we do that, why don't you give us quickly between Sting, Darby, and Adam versus Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. Who do you got?
Well, it's really upsetting because it's like obviously like my king Christian Cage, like he's in that
Father
match,
Hater of the Year.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's obviously going to be Sting, Darby, and Adam Copeland. Especially Sting's on this retirement tour. It's Adam's first pay-per-view match. Like it's so predictable, but it's fine. Yeah.
Who do you got now for the World Tag Team Championship? Big Bill and Starks versus LFI versus FTR versus the Kings of the Black Throne.
Yeah, technically I already said it earlier in the stream. I think Kings of the Black Throne are going to be the new AEW World Tag Team Champions.
I don't know if you heard Willie. I just basically said to Dylan, I don't like.
He didn't say. He ranted.
I ranted.
Very frank here. He went on a 40-minute bender about how none of them are going to meet his expectations.
I know the match will be good, but I feel like that there is like something like we're losing out on something like no matter who wins, because FTR, I want them to move on. I hate Ricky and Bill's reign right now. LFI I want as trios champs, and I want Malachi to go for singles gold.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a lose-lose situation for me too, because it's like I'll go on a little bit of a smaller tangent because I know we're right now on the world title match.
Yeah, the only match that fucking matters in this whole card, mind you.
Pretty much. Like LFI did nothing to earn this opportunity. Let's be real.
They just came back.
Yeah, they had a bunch of promos, and now it's like, hey, you're here. It's the same. It's the same reason why Tony Storm has a title match. It's just
Roosh did promos. Roosh like cleared the field in that one match when he teamed with FDR against.
And then Kings of the Black Throne, did nothing.
Kings
FDR,
of Black Throne,
they're there, and Ricky Starks and Big Bill, they're there. So it's like Ricky and Big Bill aren't going to retain. No. They scream transitional champions.
Even you know who doesn't scream transitional champion? MJF and Jay White, baby. That doesn't scream transitional champions at all in the slightest.
Yeah, so right? I'm gonna go Kings of the Black Throne because honestly, I want them to be tag team champions. I don't care.
Fair enough. Everyone pretty much, I think, picked the same thing.
I feel like my life would have been easier if it was Brody and Buddy, but they decided to do Brody and Malachi, and I'm like, damn it, I'm not gonna have Malachi go for world title anytime soon.
Yeah,
you'll be okay. Don't worry. It's in good hands with the real.
Maybe Buddy will go for international title or something.
Listen, it's in better hands with the king himself, MJF. None of these other poor schlubs, really could come close to
think
MJF.
MJF and Malachi would have cooked.
Yeah,
maybe.
Cooked up pasta.
Is that supposed to be a pasta dish?
I mean, technically, there's some like indirect history because Mr. American Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like, I feel like MJF could have maybe, or Malachi could have mentioned Cody.
I don't know.
We're gonna put all that to the side because now let's talk about the real reason some of us are paying, others are pirating, but the ones that are paying the $50 for this Full Gear card, of course, are only paying to see 2 matches besides the rest of these other poor ass bullshit appetizer matches that you got on there. We got, of course, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship with the King, and of course he's defending his AEW Championship as well to end the night. You already know my pick. I don't even think I need to say it at this point. I got the fucking action figure behind me, for Christ's sake, and the scarf and the pickles for Saturday. So don't talk to me nice and don't talk to me at all if it's not all about my guy, MJF. All right? That's the only guy winning this. I don't see a way Jay White's coming out of this victorious. I really don't. I truly don't. I think they're going to put on an amazing match. There's going to be absolutely countless opportunities.
This is going to be like probably among the best like matches in AEW history.
For sure. That
is how good Jay White is.
Yeah, this is definitely going to do that. It's going to do that and more.
I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes like match of the year because of.
No, that's gonna go to Kenny and Will Ospreay.
I'll say this. I've been trying to say it. So, we are going to definitely have a lot of opportunities where the Guns and Juice are going to try to get in the way of MJF's retaining this Triple B belt again and again and again. And maybe we even see people like the Acclaimed and Samoa Joe coming out to help him. Possibly the Kingdom and Roddy Strong. Maybe even a return of Adam Cole as well. But I think the bigger question here for all of us before we get into our picks is, do we believe this will be the day, either before, during, or after the match is all said and done, that, what's going on, Seb? Welcome back. That after this match is all said and done, do we believe then, and only then, we're going to get the reveal of the devil himself? Seb, who do you have between Jay White and MJF? I tell you right now, there's only one correct answer, and if you answer incorrectly, you're out. There's no pickles for you. And
all I'm going to say, you already know what I'm about to say. All I'm going to say, this isn't one of those for sure MJF is retaining. That's all I'm going to say.
Get him the hell out of here. Get him the fuck out of here.
When MJF, when he defended against Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, those were for MJF's winning. Lock it in. Not this time.
Not against Bryan. Not against Bryan.
No, Bryan had me on the edge of my seat. I actually thought it was a loss.
MJF's first title defense, he was going to lose. Come on.
Yeah.
The best wrestler in the world. Yeah.
I could see it. I could see them pulling the
I knew Bryan Danielson, he's a put-over kind of guy. I knew he was going to put over.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like,
but still, I mean, I was not sure because of the, what's it called? The
Adam Cole thing. They weren't going to have MJF lose in front of their biggest crowd ever. And that would have been a slap to the face.
What if
Jay White is burning? He's burning. He is the best guy on Collision. He's the face of Collision. Bullet Club Gold is on fire. They could really pull the trigger here, but I'm talking all that shit, and I still got MJF retaining.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You definitely secured a spot for this Saturday at Full Gear Watch Along in the Last Week of Wrestling podcast for sure. You are definitely welcome. All right,
He's
my man Willie. Who do you got? And I swear to God, if it's not the answer I'm expecting, you're out. All right, well, you're out. You never allowed to
You don't even need to kick me out, and I'll tell you why. Because it's obviously going to be MJF.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's get those MJF in the chats right now. Let's get them going.
There's a chance that MJF were to lose the belt. You can't, because statistically, and I'm going to go full wrestling nerd here, Jay White did the ultimate curse. He held the title before the match, which means he's losing. Which means
he's taking the big L like a big loser that he already is.
It's like Nyla Rose in last year's Full Gear where she had the TBS belt. What, you're going to keep it? Nah, you're going to lose that shit. So,
Wolf.
It's obviously MJF. Yeah, I think
Let's get
It's
those
gonna be
MJFs in the chat
MJF,
right now. Spam the
It's
shit out of it.
and
Definitely
I
gonna be.
think after the match was where we'll find out the devil to be most likely Adam Cole.
You're saying Adam Cole. Willie, who do you got as the devil?
I got Adam Cole, and someone said it earlier in the chat. I think all of the attackers, like all the cronies, are going to get revealed. I think it was Melinda. Yeah.
Yep.
Adam Cole and the 4 attackers are Roderick, the Kingdom, and Kyle O'Reilly. I'm also going to say Britt Baker is a part of that as well. It's just this big stable. I mean, what the fuck is Britt Baker doing? Nothing? I mean,
no, she's not doing nothing. She's doing her dentistry work. So shout out to Britt Baker. I'm gonna have to come see you one day.
On TV.
Yeah,
she's not doing it. I mean, it would be interesting, but I don't know. I think it might just be Roddy, the Kingdom, and Kyle.
Give me the Undisputed Kingdom, baby. Give me that shit.
Be wild.
The wild thing would be if they somehow brought Bobby Fish back. We'd all be
Where's
going
the lie?
Seb, who do you got as the devil?
Same as you guys, honestly. It's definitely Adam Cole, the Kingdom, and O'Reilly. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'll say
they do like something wild.
If you say CM Punk, I'm going to absolutely cry.
No. I don't listen. I don't want it to be Punk. I really don't.
Thank you.
I genuinely don't. But if they do, you have to give it to Tony as the best booker of the year.
No.
Yes, 100%.
Punk would make.
If you're telling me, hold on. This is the only time I'll ever defend Punk in any way, shape, and form. If you're going to sit there and say that if Punk is the devil, let's say he is. Let's say he's working with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish and the Kingdom. And those are the guys that are beating up Jay White and all of that. Maybe it is everybody in between. But the guy behind the mask, the leader of this battalion, is CM Punk. Not for nothing. That is one of the biggest moves in professional wrestling swerves of all time.
It would be.
Because if you look at it with a glass on, if you look at it with your binoculars on, you put your tinfoil hat on, and you go, there's no police report for what happened with Punk at All In. There's no police report with what happened with Jack Perry at All In or with Tony Khan. Now, mind you, the argument you can make there is they're billionaires. They could have paid everything under the table and made sure all of those cases and stuff can be under lock and key. 100%. I'm not saying that's not an understandable or unfathomable fact. But if this was all the ploy to bring CM Punk back at Full Gear and possibly have him go after MJF one more time after their amazing dog collar match, I gotta give it to Tony as the best booker of the year. As much as it pains me to say it, I don't want to say it, but I'm
gonna just say, Dylan. The thing is, I would agree that it would be like the biggest, easily the best, biggest swerve of all
story
time.
I've ever seen in my life.
The thing is, I mean, I still wouldn't give Tony Khan Booker of the Year just because of the
100% I would.
I wouldn't because of the inconsistency throughout the year. I think Bobby.
Jesus Christ. You can't even just let me eat this fucking piece of cake.
I'm sorry.
Jesus
sorry. It's
Christ,
my job.
Dude.
It's my job.
Oh my god.
I mean, the thing is, HBK is right there.
Don't give me that cockeyed, left-eyed bullshit guy over in NXT.
HBK.
Yeah, no, I'm not joking, Seb. Like, HBK has been booking bangers every week on the NXT. Like,
God.
Well, I don't know. I think he's gotten the formula that Hunter left behind for NXT.
Look, I'll give it to Sean. Sean's been giving out great pay-per-views, but cooking. I don't know. I've been watching NXT lately, and as impressing as some of the matches are in full, I'm not thoroughly invested.
They're on
so
and off.
far yet.
Some weeks are like really bad, and some weeks are really good.
I will say that as well.
I
But
lately,
I will definitely say if it is by the chance of God that it's CM Punk this whole entire time, that is 100%. You have to.
Yeah.
I feel like as a fan of the
according
product,
to Fightful, the devil is not CM Punk, Jack Barry, or Britt
I take all that with a grain of salt.
I was just gonna say, hopefully they don't shit the bed.
wait
It's not
until
like
the
Jack
devil's
Perry or
revealed.
something.
I wait until the devil's revealed. Now, mind
Yeah,
you,
because
Fightful
Fightful also said, "Hey, the big signing's not Mercedes Moné." I'm taking that with a grain of salt too.
Yeah, because that is someone that could be coming in full gear.
Yeah, it could be also someone that we don't know like much about, or
someone from like the indies that like only 5% of the wrestling fan base knows.
Yeah.
But
or for all we know, it could be MJF re-signing to AEW.
For all we know,
that's even a better win too. He retains the belt and he resigns. Oh, yeah. I mean, Jesus.
Technically, everyone in AEW loves him.
Oh yeah.
All the whole AEW audience loves him. So
yeah, that's why I was like, wait, why is it like specifically like AEW audience like loves them?
So I'm thinking it could be like MJF re-signing, but I don't know.
That'd be kind of funny.
But I don't know. I'll wait.
MJF resigning.
It's just MJF and everybody thinking it's Mercedes Moné or like Dolph Ziggler or some shit. It's like, no, it's fucking
Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler would be nuts too.
Dolph Ziggler, I'd mark out. I would be so fucking happy.
I'm a huge fan too.
Dolph, I'll be excited to see. I'd also be very excited to see Mustafa Ali come on.
Ooh, yeah,
that would be crazy. Will also be wild.
Will Ospreay. But he's not.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Ospreay, but I feel like it can't be Ospreay just because he's still under contract with NJPW, and that sounds like a legal nightmare.
That sounds.
Given the partnership between AEW and New Japan, maybe they work.
I think more likely than not, though, it's just going to be Adam Cole. Like more likely than not.
Oh, are we talking Devil or big signing?
No, the Devil. It's got to be Adam Cole.
Like Adam Cole's been signed for a couple years, but
that'll be
I don't think. Yeah, I don't see.
Big signing's Bobby Fish, ladies and gentlemen. He's resigning.
God, Tony Khan would be booed out of the building if it's Bobby Fish.
Booed. He'd be booed out of last week of wrestling podcast. I'll tell you that right now.
That'd be so.
I definitely think. Yeah, I think Adam Cole. I don't know. Like,
what if they do like a complete curveball, like somebody we just least expect? Well, how would you guys react to it? Like,
well, who would it be though?
I'm talking about
Wardlow.
Oh, Wardlow wouldn't be that bad.
Not the one under the devil mask.
He'd be one of the cronies, definitely.
Yeah,
I would see that. What if it's Sean Spears?
Though, you're right. I can't really think of more people.
Yeah, there's like no one like really like has a relation with MJF. Like
not really.
I can't think of more fucking soul though. Yeah.
Chris Danger.
I don't know. Chris Danger.
Chris Danger.
Matt Sydal.
At his first
it's Matt Sydal. That's who it is. That's who
it's QT Marshall, guys.
There it is. It's QT Marshall is under the devil mask. Spoiler alert, people.
All white, definitely.
He just died on Wednesday. I don't think it's Paul White anymore. I think they gotta get a new person because he's dead. He went through that. He went onto that fucking Hyundai.
I'll be honest though. I definitely think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I am too. I'm very excited.
It's like I feel like I'd probably be like slightly disappointed if it was Adam because while I mean I wouldn't be upset really, but like damn, he just turned face like not too long ago. He just came back as a face. I don't want him to turn heel already.
You know, it's the complete game changer. It's the different Adams. Adam Copeland this whole time.
Oh God.
Tony Khan all along. It was me, Max. It was me.
Oh yeah,
all
there was.
along.
I think people were like theorizing that the devil was like Tony Khan.
All right. Well, I think that's enough devil talk for the night. I feel like this topic has been going on even longer than the podcast episode itself.
Vince
but
McMahon.
It's Vince McMahon. All right, that's how we'll end it. It's Vince McMahon under the devil mask. He's coming back for AEW. He's tired of it. No, thank you again to everybody hanging out with us. Of course, Willie for the surprise guest, and of course Seb stepping up to the plate, being of course the better half of Hey, We Talking Wrestling for the two brothers. I'm so happy to hear from the both of you. Happy to see the both of you. Of course, if all three of you don't mind just hanging back so that way we can talk about this week's schedule going forward. So that way we can kind of get that all settled out. But of course, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. And of course, watching the AEW Predictions Podcast, the only place to get your best and most honest predictions podcast is right here at the Last Week in Wrestling show over on youtube.com or Twitch. So definitely go ahead, hit us with that sub, hit us with that like and follow and all that good stuff. But also make sure you follow all these guys here on the screen as well. Willie, he's doing an amazing job on the 2K series that he's been doing each and every week. Of course, the optimistic one hanging out each and every time, taking everybody's pastries away because he doesn't want anybody to enjoy nothing except himself. And none other than my guy on the bottom left, right below me, Seb, from none other than Hey, We Talking Wrestling over there on YouTube. Go ahead, give everybody a follow, give everybody a like. Make sure you leave comments and all your love on all of their stuff, as well as us over here. Tomorrow, we are doing a dual stream for not only WWE SmackDown, but for Collision as well, since Collision is on a Friday this week, due to Saturday being Full Gear. And then immediately following Collision, we are going to do Rampage. So stick around because a 3-hour watch along, 3.5 mostly, is going to be happening right here on the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. On top of all of that, Saturday is the day. And yes, boys, it is finally here. We are about 2 days away as we do this episode live until the guy himself, the king of professional wrestling, MJF, takes on not only that poor son of a bitch, Jay White, but he has to take on his two jabroni lackeys, the Guns, the Ass Boys, as many of them get called nowadays, over for the Ring of Honor tag team titles on the 0 hour. And we are going to be doing a watch along for that as well. That is going to be starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, a little bit before the actual show itself, just so that way we can give you guys some extra quick predictions, some more talk about who the devil could possibly be. Maybe it's Mercedes Moné. You never know who is under that devil mask itself. And of course, we're going to be talking about all things AEW Full Gear. And being on display, of course, is Kaylin and Kaylin Pickles. They were so gracious enough to send us the MJF collection over for us on the channel to try out and to eat. So big ups to Kaylin and Caitlin. Of course, if you haven't already, you already know by now at least, from Revolution, they did the MJF collection and sold out like hotcakes, which is totally is understandable. But they were so generous to give us the collection one time for the AEW Full Gear watch along. So me and Sam are going to be eating some pickles, talking all things AEW, and enjoying the Kaylin and Caitlin pickles as well. I'm very excited for all of that. They're sitting in the fridge. I literally stare at them and look at them every morning and say good morning and good night before I go to bed because I cannot wait to try them on Saturday. Don't look at me as a weirdo. I already know I'm weird. Nonetheless, on Sunday, we have to wrap up the week with none other than a former GCW referee, a referee on First Pro Wrestling, and a referee on none other than Time Bomb Wrestling over on YouTube. You can find him over there, as well as Twitch, under the name Referee Clark. Him and I are going to be digging deep into the referee world, talking all things about what it is and what it takes to be a referee in professional wrestling. And we're going to talk about some video games along the way, too. So definitely stay tuned for that. That is Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you are new, hit that sub button, turn on post notifications.
Look at you. You're getting interviews, too.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm becoming somebody, I guess, over here. We also have a beautiful Discord that all of you, including you three, need to join. I don't know why you haven't joined it yet. So join it right now so you can hang out with us each and every week. So that way we know what's going on. You guys know what's going on. Well, I know what's going on. But everybody else can know what's going on. And, of course, you get to have your questions answered live on all the watch-alongs, all the podcast episodes, and all the other interviews and stuff that we get to do here on the channel itself. So definitely hit that Discord link and make sure you check us out there. So let's hit us. We don't have to do dancing no more, guys. The dancing is done. I created an outro, so there's no more dancing. As much as we love to do the Prince Nana, we might just do it on Full Gear. We are going to do the outro now, and we'll see each other tomorrow for the doubleheader WWE and AEW show. Hit them with that.
Yeah.
Have hope. So many days have passed. I wait around for things to change, but change has not come fast. I'm asking all the questions.